with Swag, Jason, and Ryan. I'm Scott. We will talk a bit about this one, but Baltimore has won the North, fellas. I didn't realize that Derrick Henry was this close. 19-21 in the end.
Yeah.
We
he also rushed for 140 tonight. He wasn't that close when it started, but this was the team that obviously wanted to make sure that they secured that spot and didn't give the Pittsburgh Steelers an opportunity to become the winners of the AFC North. And Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry played late into the game. What I loved about it was I didn't feel they played well early, and now you can have a little momentum going into the playoffs.
They ended the game really strong.
Punishing.
It wasn't the cleanest one for them. Hopefully Zay Flowers and everything is all squared away. But, yeah, that's the way you want to go into the postseason.
You know how they ended the game, Swag? Oh, here we go. How they ended the game. Go ahead, Swag, it's your thing.
Say, big fella, let me tell you something, man. This is how you go and seal the game. Now, listen, there's some things you got to represent us better with. First of all, great hands, dropped them in cover. But that knee, we have the potential to blow an ACL out. So next time, just lay that big belly on the ground. I know how I feel, bro. It's cushion for the pushing. You won't be hurt if you lay it down as opposed to kneeling it down.
Swag, his whole butt almost came out his pants, though, trying to kneel down.
Because we got them fupas up there.
Hey now, calm down. Chris Fowler said he was ready to go crazy, but Michael Pierce decided, no, I'm going to take this knee, I'm going to head over to the sideline, we're going to celebrate.
The body type in the cold blows hamstrings. So we had to shed it down.
You don't have hamstrings.
Yeah, they there.
The eighth-year man out of Sanford, apparently the heaviest man to get an interception since 2000. We're not judging anybody. Again, they're doing their own show. It's fine. It's fine. Lamar Jackson, this highlight reel is lengthy. He is the leader in the NFL in touchdown to interception ratio. This get off me once, get off me twice.
This play is so absurd.
That's crazy.
This game is such a microcosm of both teams' seasons. Cincinnati had 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't get home there. If he throws another TD without a pick, he'll be the first quarterback in the NFL with 40 touchdowns and 4 or fewer interceptions. Cementing himself as the best dual threat quarterback in NFL history. Sure, he broke Michael Vick's career rushing record on Christmas Day. 45 passing yards, I should say. He'll have 4,000 yards and 800 rushing yards on the season. Highest QBR in the NFL, also leads the league in both yards per pass attempt and yards per rush. I mean, I could keep going.
I'm glad I'm out.
I could keep going.
Glad I'm out. You ain't going to embarrass me.
The odds are as follows, and listen, I think these are the 4 that you can make very clear cases for. Look at what Saquon's meant for Philadelphia. Won't play this week. Josh Allen's going to play for a snap to keep that streak alive. He's earned the right to only play that snap. Joe Burrow, his team is nowhere without him. Got what? He could lead 40-plus touchdown passes. Only twice have we had a quarterback throw for 40 touchdowns and miss the playoffs. As Marino and Breeze. And then Lamar Jackson's right there in the mix. Jason, when it comes to MVP talk, your face looks like you smell a fart. Why is it you dislike the conversation so much?
It's probably because I'm new to this landscape.
This is what we do in media, bud.
I know. When, as a player, you know how much of a team sport this game is. Football is the ultimate team game. There are so many factors that go into how a guy plays, and it's impossible for the media to really know who is the most valuable player. And I understand we got to do this every year, and all of these guys deserve it that are up for it. I mean, we're talking about Lamar. I mean, I still remember Lamar Jackson went to this is back when I was still playing, he went to a joint practice. He juked somebody out of his shoes in a tag-off drill. Do you know how hard it is to juke somebody so they fall over when they're just trying to tag you off at the hip? It is his athleticism, his ability to throw the ball, his dynamic ability to make plays in general is out of this world, and there's a reason why he's been the former MVP and
two-time,
yeah, two-time. And listen, I think there's Joe Burrow who's having a career year.
Yes. Is it you just look at from the essence of the team, and the individual is not your favorite thing?
Yeah, to me, I don't really like talking about it that much. There's a lot of guys up for it. Yeah, exactly.
True old lineman.
To me,
I get it, though. I get it.
But it's part of the conversation. It's part of what we do. RC,
I'm going to do it.
Okay,
so,
who's the MVP?
I think traditionally this award goes to a narrative, and to me, I think you got stats. Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson, probably the best player.
This is like the Hemi. Only one person gets to win
But Josh Allen, I think, has had the narrative because the team was expected the least of, right? He is surprised. He's just beaten the 2 top teams in the NFL.
There's that.
And he willed them against Detroit. Like, I think that because of that, that narrative is where it's at right now.
Swag?
I know I'm going to get some disagreement here.
MVP?
Yeah.
Saquon.
You just surprised the heck out of me.
It's okay.
You almost made him curse.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
I didn't say it.
No, you can apparently now. It's fine.
I go Saquon. And listen, we all understand what the tag and the moniker is behind MVP.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to find somebody that's impacted a team as much as Saquon Barkley has for the Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, we were 5 weeks into the season talking about if Nick Sirianni was going to get fired.
Yeah.
They played games without A.J. Brown where only the run game was being effective. We sat here 2 weeks ago, and A.J. Brown in a press conference after the game said, what's wrong with the Eagles? Passing. You know what ain't been wrong with them? The run game. And that involves the offensive line. That involves the Kellen Moore and what he's done.
Yeah.
But Saquon Barkley, to me, when all of the things were revolving around Philly, because let's be honest, we were waiting to see the cliff fall. Just like last year. We were like, this team is something around this team right now that doesn't feel right. Sirianni talking to the fans and all of this stuff transpiring. The one steady hand was Saquon Barkley going for 150 and 2 or 3 touchdowns a rip. So I put a lot of onus on that, even knowing that this is a quarterback award and we can't get away from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the world wanted to implode, at least Buffalo did, when I said Josh Allen winning would be like Charles Barkley winning in '93, right? Because we all knew at that time that Michael Jordan was the best player in football. I believe that Lamar Jackson is the best player in football. I believe the statistics prove that this year, but everybody points to, well, last year Lamar Jackson didn't have the best stats, right? So Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, CMC, all those guys were right there. It is a narrative-driven award, and the narrative coming into the season was that the Buffalo Bills would not be competitive because they didn't have enough with some of the losses. And so, okay, if that's the narrative and now the team plays well, then it has to be about MVP moments for Josh Allen, right? An MVP moment could be playing against the Los Angeles Rams and having 3 and 3 in touchdowns, rushing and passing. An MVP moment could be the huge 4th down run against the Kansas City Chiefs to seal the deal where you show your power, your intelligence, your speed, your athleticism. An MVP moment can also be being totally dominant against the Detroit Lions, who at the time were the best football team in football. But make no mistake about it, in my opinion, Lamar Jackson is the best player playing on one of the best teams that has had the best statistical year for a team that is going to be competitive in the playoffs. But I do believe and understand that Josh Allen has played at an MVP level, and if the narrative fits, if the MVP moments fits, I understand that voters can lean toward him, especially if they're fatigued with Lamar Jackson the way we were with Michael Jordan.
Scott, this wouldn't be a conversation of who the MVP was if Lamar hadn't won 2 in a row.
Maybe not.
Lamar is the most valuable player.
He has 2. He hasn't won 2 in a row.
No, I'm just saying, if he wasn't a 2-time MVP and didn't win it last year, based on just football.
Well, I think, and if his team was better than the Buffalo Bills, record-wise.
Record-wise,
This award almost always goes to the guy that has the better record and is up for the award. And that's the reality. Josh is...
and this is a conversation that could continue. The Lions and the Chiefs combined have 3 losses, and Allen was the quarterback in 2 of them. And you look at that 4th and 1. If you talk about a Heisman moment or an MVP moment, if he wins, that'll be the reason why. You're going to get Joe Burrow's thoughts, by the way, on the MVP race when he sits down with Cam Newton.
The real issue is both of them are ungodly good at football.
All 3 of them. Joe Burrow, too.
Saquon, too.
Well, we know it's going to be
keep leaving out my man.
Moving on.
Who
did you play for?
Listen, if he...